Hi, I'm Terry from Citizens Advice, and I'm coming to you in conjunction with the Towcester Foodbank. We all know the cost of living has gone up and it's getting harder to afford basic bills. So we've put together some top tips to help you out. We are going to look at 6 nifty nuggets. First, warm home discount. Secondly, savings on water bills. Thirdly, savings on broadbands. Fourth, Hive. Nope, nothing to do with bees. Fifth, priority services register. And finally, Eco4. Now, it's not a boy band. I'll explain that one later. And we've got some handy little links for you at the end of the video. So let's get cracking. The first thing I want to make sure that you know about is warm home discount. It's a discount off your energy bill, usually off your electric bill, but it can use it off your gas. You normally get £150 off your bill if you're on a low income benefits or pension credit. However, not all companies do it, so you may need to change supplier using a comparison website. But before you switch, make sure that the new company offers the warm home discount. Also check with each company that you fit the criteria. They're all different, so beware. Now then, let's talk about timings for warm home discount. It's worth switching energy suppliers before, say, August or September to make sure that your new account is in place in order for you to qualify. The actual discount itself can only be applied in the winter and normally opens in October. Once you're accepted for it, the companies might pay out the discount by March next year, but it's usually sooner. At the moment, you may not feel it's a priority to switch suppliers because the energy price cap is equalising things out for most companies. But if you shop around, it is possible to freeze your tariff for a year with no penalties. So, if the price goes down with other companies, you can come out of the contract with your supplier, and voila! We've got a link for you at the end of this video. Right, let's talk water. Another little nugget for you is the water companies usually have a social tariff, which means your water bill can be reduced by a maximum of 50%. Not bad, eh? If you're on benefits, it's worth checking to see if you're eligible for the lower tariff. Here in Northamptonshire, we're supplied by Anglian Water, and it's called the light tariff. That's LITE tariff, and you can apply for this tariff by either online or by telephone. There is a handy little link at the end of this video. Look at this fine nugget of technology. I say fine, but it's also easily overlooked when it comes to saving money on bills. Did you know that broadband charges can vary considerably from supplier to supplier? Did you also know that loads of broadband providers have a social tariff for those on low income or benefits? One of our clients is a good example. We managed to get their broadband bill down from £54 a month down to either £12.50 or £20 a month, depending on the broadband speed. That's £408 extra money in their back pocket every year. So it's well worth checking out. There's also a link to Ofcom at the end of this video, and they give full list of broadband providers with social tariffs. Bear in mind that you have to be an existing customer with some providers to get the social tariff. This is all detailed in the link. Oh, look at that! A health hazard right there. The next thing is a tip to keep you healthy and your property safe by preventing mould, which is caused by condensation. So, if you have mould, we have a little acronym to help you identify where the problems are coming from and how to solve them. And it's called Hive. First, we have to heat our homes because the mould feeds off the cold and damp. Next, we need to insulate, and we can, like our loft, walls, windows, mould doesn't like warm, dry walls or ceilings. Then we need to make sure to ventilate. Moisture needs somewhere to escape, so keeping a window ajar or an extraction fan is very important. Finally, we need to eliminate, that means finding out where the excess moisture is coming from and stopping it. Let's talk about the main culprits of when it comes to condensation and mould. Showers are the big one. Mould loves a combination of steam condensing on the cold wall, so ventilation is important here. If you're in the kitchen, make sure you put the lids on the saucepans because they produce a lot of steam. This also saves on electricity because you can turn the heat down when the lid is on. Drying clothes indoors is another culprit. Whether you're using an airer or a radiator, make sure a window is slightly open. Finally, shut the doors when you're doing an activity which is creating excess moisture. This isolates the moisture and stops it spreading. For example, shower with the door shut and keep the window slightly open. Close the door to the room where the clothes are drying. Look at the link for the preventing mould at the end of this video, please. Now that pesky mould is out the way, we want to make sure that you know about the Priority Services Register, or the PSR, as we in the know like to call it. The PSR is designed to give you special help in the event of your gas, electricity or water supply being interrupted. So no more of this. Many of you will be on it already because the utility companies are fairly good at advertising this. But if you're not, it's something that you should know about. PSR register is for those who are vulnerable. So if you're over the age of retirement, which I nearly am, or have a disability, or have young children, get yourself registered. It means that if any of your utility companies are doing any work in the area, and you're cut off from gas, electricity or water, they will let you know in advance and make provision for you. This may be something like providing electricity generator or an alternative form of heating for you to keep safe if your gas or electricity supply is cut off. We've provided a link at the end of this video which allows you to sign up for the PSR. Finally today we're on to Eco4, and that's not as scary as it sounds. Let me explain. The Energy Company Obligation, Eco4, is a government energy efficiency scheme in Great Britain designed to tackle fuel poverty and to help reduce carbon emissions. There's a whole host of things that you can apply for. Double glazing, first time central heating, insulation, boiler replacement or installation of solar panels, to name but a few. One thing you should be aware of is that only houses in the council tax bands D and G are eligible for some grants, but check that out. The second thing is that you need to know you own your own home or have the permission of the landlord or social housing provider. Something that happened last week which may be of interest to you. I had a client in their 80s who was on pension of about £250 a week with no benefits. They owned their own home and the warm air heating had packed up. The parts needed to fix it were obsolete, so it wasn't any good. My client had some savings, but not much, so they looked at Eco4 and found they qualified. In this instance, it was West Northants Council administering it, and the stipulation was that they didn't have an income of more than £31,000 a year. Working with the client's family, a brand new heating system was applied for. Toasty. So that's Eco4 for you. We have links and details of the scheme and how to apply at the end of this video. Well, that's it. That's just about all we've got time for. But thank you for watching our video. Until the next video, thank you and goodbye.